Thank you. The vote is all ayes.
Thank you very much. That takes us, probably seems anticlimactic. Over to page 5, item 18, I believe, is a request for approval of the Kern brand standards. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say.
No worries.
County brand standards.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Megan Pearson from the CAO's office is going to handle this item.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the board. I'm very excited to present the county's new branding to you today. Some of you have seen, actually all of you have seen it, but this is the formal rollout of it. It's been a 2-year labor of love, and I believe we've landed on something that we can all be proud of. So a quick history, I won't belabor this long, but for each of the partners that were involved, we all kind of joined the process at a different stage. For the county, it was after several private sector companies reached out to us and said that they needed us to take notice of the challenges that they face in recruiting new business and new talent, not unlike what we face when we try to recruit new business and new talent. So you'll see that in the fourth quarter of 2017, a partnership was formed between Kern County, the City of Bakersfield, Kern Economic Development Corporation, and the Greater Bakersfield Chamber, and it was funded mostly by private sector companies at that time. Between 2018 and 2019, the research and creative phases took place, and then in August of 2019, we publicly unveiled the logo and all that went with it. These are a list of the private partners who were involved. You'll see a lot of those are very big economic partners and drivers here in Kern County. They're also large employers. And it's with all of their participation that I believe that we can be really proud of that, simply because it's with their partnership and them helping us move it forward that we can actually make lasting change. So what did we do? In the process, the research process, we did a situational analysis. We did surveys of our community leaders. We surveyed thousands of people. They had asked us to get somewhere between 300 and 400 surveys to be statistically relevant, and we exceeded that by over 1,000. So we're very confident in the data and research that we collected. We did what I would refer to as a mega windshield tour. We toured every inch of the county, literally from east to west and north to south. I want to thank Supervisor Gleason and Supervisor Scribner for helping us get tours of the bases. Supervisor Gleason even gave us a personal tour of China Lake, so that was really cool. Thank you for doing that. We conducted more than 100 meetings. A lot of those were hosted at the Kern Energy Summit, so we used the time where we had our community together and met with them individually to get their feedback about what was important to them in their community and what this community meant to them. So from that, those interviews and the windshield tour and all of that, the surveys, we found a list of strengths and challenges. Most of those will not be shocking to any of us. We see them, we're aware of them. The piece that I would add is that while we recognize that we have these challenges and we understand a brand is not the answer to all of our challenges, it is who we believe we were, who we believe we are, and who we want to be in the future. So it is a narrative in our Northern Star as we make our way to solving our challenges. And I would tell you that if we were to conduct this survey today, we would probably get a different list of challenges. One of the more interesting things is what happens when you ask people locally what they think outsiders say about us, and then what outsiders actually say about us. So the box on the left is what we say about ourselves, or what we think people will say about us, and the box on the right is what the outsiders actually do say about us. So if you compare them side by side, you'll find that outsiders actually think more highly of us than we think of ourselves. They see the good qualities. There's no getting over the fact that it's hot here and dusty. That's where we are. So, but there were a lot of more, like they recognized the positive traits that we have to offer. And so that was a little bit of an eye-opener for those of us, and it's something that we can communicate to our communities. What you see here on the right is a bunch of items that we generally like to talk about. We have the worst air quality, low educational attainment. These are the things that tend to get played out, whether it's just from residents or from the media that like to comment on things. On the left is all of the things, I shouldn't say all, it's a list of some of the things that we are doing really well in. We're number 1 in oil, ag, solar, and wind, and biodiesel. We're number 4 in STEM jobs. We're number 3 in women-owned businesses. Really interesting, we're number 1 in the bottom 5th, reaching the top 5th. So that means those who are economically disadvantaged have a higher likelihood of becoming economically advantaged. So I think this piece for me is really interesting. One of the things that the consultants shared, and I want to make sure you guys hear this as well, is that they've done over 300 of these, and not since they've done an entire state had they seen a list of number 1s and accolades as big as ours. So we should all be really proud of all the good things we're doing. Next, I want to share some comments that came through the research and the data. Anything in italics was expressed by somebody outside the county. Those in regular font are expressed by those who live here. So we still do our own work here. We have the freedom to fail. Kern County gets it done. They focus on results. People have no idea the innovation and discovery that's come out of here, and I only know a fraction. That was actually a comment directed at East Kern when you go back and pull all the information. For millennials, the American dream is not just home ownership, but business ownership. Nowhere is better than here. We empower people here, from energy to food to opportunity, and I wish my county had a better view like Kern County for what it takes for a strong economy. So as we filtered through all of the research and we found these comments, we needed to have a guiding statement, a DNA statement that would help us as we moved our way forward to land on a creative logo or whatever it may be. And we wanted to be respectful of all of those who put their information in, who took the time to fill out the surveys and all of that. So what we came up with was, for those seeking a place made of the right stuff. Kern County, at the intersection of Los Angeles and the Central Valley, is where California is both grounded and boundless, literally and figuratively giving more power to you. So this isn't something that you'll see on a billboard. It's not something intended to be public, that we would use for creative purposes. Again, it's meant to be our DNA statement, something that we use to make sure we're staying on track. Again, it's kind of like our Northern Star. I do have a point of pride in that we've shown this to several people now, and on a couple of occasions, people have gotten very emotional over it, which is exactly what you're trying to achieve when you develop a brand statement. We won't go through every element of this, but when we say we are grounded and boundless, these are the elements that make us grounded. So you think of an engineer, what more linear individual can you find than an engineer? And yet they are the ones who are responsible for taking us into space. So they are both grounded and boundless. We are grounded in hard work, but it's that hard work that we're finding ways to innovate. Just take our cotton candy grapes, for example. It's a regular, it's just farming and ag, but they've found a way to make it innovative and new. So a lot of, back and forth between the grounded and boundless. And now for the logo, I know we've seen it, but it's fun to put it in big, bold letters. This is a new logo and tagline. Each of the partners that were involved, the city, the chamber, KEDC, and Visit Bakersfield, all have their own. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all of those as well. With this logo is a corresponding style guide that tells us how to use the logo and how to protect its identity and its integrity. We'll include also a style guide for the county seal. And that's incredibly important because the county seal is not going away. The logo is not intended to replace that. Our seal is an incredibly important part of what we do, and we want to protect the integrity of it so that people are using it properly to denote county business, and in all other places we can use a logo. So where do we go from here? We are starting to set up department meetings. We'll be presenting this to Leadership Council on Wednesday, and I'll be reaching out to each of you as we head into your communities to meet with the city managers and the smaller communities, because this will be our gift to them. If they want to take it and use it, it's up to them. We obviously can't force anybody, but we would love for them to use it. It will grow legs that way. And then we'll see that we are changing over the digital artifacts, so our website has changed over, all of our social profiles have changed over. And then we have blue sky changes that are the big things that, we can all sit around and dream about. And we'll look at Prop 68 funding to kind of help do some of those things. But it's fun and exciting. It's really cool to see everybody's imagination get going. I do want to take a quick moment to thank a few people that helped get us to this point. So Jeff Hill, Matt Howard, Carl Brewer, and Vince Frenzel from General Services. These guys have put up with me nonstop. If you walk out into the lobby right now, there's a giant 6-foot K out there. I gave them the logo files and they developed the K. They figured out how to do it, and then they transported it all over the county for me in the 3 weeks leading up to the unveiling. If you want a very funny story, you can ask Matt Howard to tell you what it's like to try and get the K through TSA at the airport. I don't know what's better, is the story itself or Matt Howard telling it, but I truly appreciate their help. I'd also like to thank Matt Gavancina, Aaron Nance, Kathy Funston, and Melinda Newfield, and Sean Bauer, and the whole web team at ITS. Another group that's put up with this process as they're trying to revamp all of our website and all of the pages that go below it, and how we lay this branding into all of that. So it's been a lot of work. There are several other department heads who have taken this. They're excited to start using it, so I'm extremely appreciative of them. We have County Council, the Director of Airports, Veteran Services. You'll notice the County Council is modeling the logo for us today. Veteran Services and the Assessor's Office, just to name a few. I'd also like to thank my team. They've run with these materials. They've only had them for a little while, and they've done a bang-up job getting them into the board meeting open, into slide decks. They're doing department identifiers and all sorts of things. And lastly, I'd like to thank your board and Mr. Alsop for entrusting me with your brand. That's a huge honor to me. It's a big thing to roll something like this out, and so I appreciate that you trusted me to take this project on. I'm excited to see where it goes, and no doubt it's a lot of work ahead, and it won't happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of time, but with a little bit of dedication, we will get there. With that, that concludes my comments, and I'm available to answer any questions.
Thank you. It's probably our place to say thank you to you for your role in this.
Honored to do it.
Which was a
Thank
big
you.
one. Is there anyone here that would like to make a comment on this presentation?
David Fluhart, Havilah, First District. I love it. I think it's great. I love the color green, and just a request: can we paint the K on the emblem there with green, so like it really pops? I think it just. But anyways, I think it's a great idea. I can't wait to see where it goes, and future's beautiful. That's what I think. Have a good day, and thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other comments on this item? Seeing none, I'll return to the board. Supervisor Maggard.
Thank you, Axel. Thank you. I want to make sure that we thank our corporate partners and neighbors who footed the bill for the lion's share of this. So let's make sure that we express our gratitude in whatever formal way we have to do that. So thank you very much. Look forward to seeing how this is used. I'm not much for style guides. I'm interested to see that particularly. Is that like I can't wear white shoes after Easter or something like that?
It's very close.
Okay.
Very close.
Thank you.
Probably never a good idea, actually. Mr. Alsop?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Not as cool as wearing white shoes after Easter, though. That's all time. But I did want to say thank you to our partners, our corporate sponsors. The other thing is that this was a collaboration between a whole bunch of folks in the private public sector, City of Bakersfield, KEDC, Chamber. I think it was an unprecedented collaboration. Each of the logos, there's continuity between all of them. They all complement one another. And so I just was really excited to see that, and I just wanted to just personally say thanks to Megan for her leadership on this, and just appreciate all her hard work and all the hard work of her staff on this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Gleason.
Great job, Megan. Thank you very much. I'm even more proud to be from Kern County now that I know all those things. So when do I get a bumper sticker?
Oh, it's ready for you.
Okay.
You want me to apply it?
Yeah, you're gonna be lovely. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Outstanding job to all your team.
Don't see any other lights on. We do need a motion, though, to approve and to authorize the Director of Countywide Communications to begin implementation.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Please cast your votes. Thank you.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. That takes us over to item 32, which is a proposed retroactive memorandum of understanding with the Kern County Prosecutors Association for bargaining unit P. Mr. Alsop or Mr. Brown?
I'll give it to Mr. Brown, CAO's office. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We're here today to request your board's approval of a new MOU with the Kern County Prosecutors Association, who represents the attorneys in the District Attorney's Office and a few attorneys in the Child Support Services Department. The proposed MOU before you today covers the period from the date of the last contract's expiration, which was September 30th of 2017, and it extends through June 30th of next year, so the end of this current fiscal year. The proposed changes to this MOU provide many of the benefits that other non-safety bargaining units received during the term of KCPA's prior contract, including Veterans Day as a paid holiday, revised catastrophic leave pay program, the addition of winter recess for 2019, and the $1,000 bonus offered to the SEIU employees and confidential employees of the county. So the additional changes that are before you today in this MOU include transitioning a professional development allotment that these attorneys received of $700 annual to a biweekly allowance that they receive, similar to what a uniform allowance is. That will allow the receipt of this $700 in time with the purpose of the allowance, which is to provide for continuing education reimbursement. We're also including for the first time the 5% supervisory pay that was established by your board in 1985. Has not been included in the MOU until this agreement before you today, but it's been in existence since then. So we're glad to include that to add some clarity to how that supervisory special pay has been administered by the county. The total fiscal impact of the contract is $88,000 to the District Attorney's Office and $6,000 to the Department of Child Support Services. And we're recommending your board's approval of the contract and to authorize the chairman to sign the MOU for bargaining unit P, which is the Kern County Prosecutors Association, and direct the auditor, controller, county clerk, myself, and the Kern County Employees Retirement Association to implement the changes before you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here who would like to make a comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll return it to the board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. That takes us to item 33, which is a proposed retroactive memorandum of understanding with Kern Law Enforcement Association for bargaining units L and 8. Did I have that right? Mr. Brown?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, so before you today is an MOU with Kern Law Enforcement Association that would be retroactive to this past Saturday and extend through June 30th of 2020. As you know, we've been consistently challenged with recruitment and retention efforts in the sheriff's office, in the deputy ranks, the senior deputies and sergeant ranks as well. So with this MOU, we're intending to move our salary ranges for all of those positions up to a competitive level with local law enforcement jurisdictions in Kern County and throughout our comparable counties in the Central Valley. The proposed changes to this MOU include a revised salary schedule for all of the classifications with increased salary ranges and the ability to reach the highest step quicker than they currently have. We will reclassify all of the existing employees within the new salary ranges at steps that provide them immediate salary increases in base salary from 0.5% to 10%, and the eligibility for future step increments for senior deputies and sheriff sergeants. We are proposing with this MOU to discontinue the current fitness pay program, which only 47% of the membership utilize, and incorporate that 4% special pay into this new salary range to give them that money regardless of whether they are eligible for it under the fitness incentives. We are also proposing an addition of a new supervisory post certificate. The Peace Officer Standards and Training Organization run by the states provides certificates for advanced qualifications, intermediate qualifications, and supervisory qualifications. This would add a supervisory post to that list of extra special pays that deputies, senior deputies, and sergeants could qualify for, and district attorneys, investigators. And that post pay for 5% will be eligible to all employees covered by this bargaining unit. We are also proposing to add, for the first time, a recruitment bonus of $10,000 for new deputy sheriffs, and spread that $10,000 over a 4-year period. So that would begin once they're appointed to a deputy sheriff classification and continue on through their first 4 years. And so to break down, $3,000 to start, $2,000 in the second year, $2,000 in the third year, and $3,000 in the final and fourth year. And we're hoping to capture lateral recruits with this. They would be eligible for this $10,000 bonus, and we're still working with the sheriff to determine any other possible ways to further incentivize through bonuses employees to come and work with the sheriff's office. We are also increasing the uniform allowance from $900 annually to $1,300 annually, adding Veterans Day as a paid holiday, adding 3 winter recess days, similar to other non-safety employees in the sheriff's office. We're proposing revisions to the catastrophic leave pay program to make consistent with other bargaining units, and included in this contract is a salary adjustment reopener if a sales tax measure is passed, and a general salary reopener at any time during the term of the NOU. The purpose of that reopener is to continue to ensure that our county is competitive with wages in the law enforcement agencies throughout the county and throughout the Central Valley. The intent of these proposed changes is to bring our sworn law enforcement staff to a compensation level that is competitive with comparable counties in the Central Valley and is among the highest among local Kern County law enforcement agencies. These changes are crucial and necessary to assist the sheriff in retaining and recruiting staff in all of its KLAA represented classifications. The fiscal impact of this proposed contract is not small in nature. It's $200,000 impact to the district attorney's office and $3 million committed to the Kern County Sheriff's Office. And as new deputies are hired, the cost of the agreement will also include the additional expenditure of funds from designation for the $10,000 recruitment bonuses. And this money has been included in your fiscal year 19-20 budget. And we are recommending that your board approve and authorize the chairman to sign this MOU with KLAA for bargaining units L and 8, direct the auditor, controller, county clerk, chief human resources officer, and Kern County Employees Retirement Association to implement these changes. And we will likely be continuing to discuss issues with Kern Law Enforcement Association throughout the course of this year to continue to keep our eye on the issue at hand, which is a nationwide issue, and making sure that we are recruiting and retaining law enforcement officers to this organization. Be happy to answer any questions you might have, but we recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is there anyone here that would like to make a comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll return it to the board for questions or comments or action. Can I, as the chairman, make a motion? I'd like to move approval, and thank you for your hard work, and I appreciate KLEA for working with you.
Second.
Chairman, can I say something?
I'm sorry, certainly.
Thank you so much. I went very quickly. I should have punched in earlier. I see Sergeant Anderson is here. I want to say thank you for your leadership I know how beloved you are amongst your rank and file and how hard you have worked to improve the quality of life of the people who are on the front lines and do work that you couldn't pay me to do personally. So I want to say thank you. And I think this is incredible progress by this body, more than I have seen in my time here. And I think that is good for this county. I think we have a long way to go, and we certainly have room with the detentions to improve their lives as well, and we must. And so I want to say thank you to you, proud of your leadership, and I look forward to improved relations with this board, as I think is the best of us when we do so. And of course, a big thanks to my colleagues for really stepping up for our deputies. So hats off to you, sir.
Supervisor Maggard?
Thank you, Mr. Alsop. Do you know when the next Sheriff's Academy is going to take place?
I believe Supervisor Mager, through the chair, the Sheriff's Administration is here and they can correct me, but it's probably late February, early March of next year, 2020.
So are we beginning to recruit for that now?
We are recruiting ongoing for deputy sheriffs. They actually did agility testing yesterday, and we're continuing to recruit for deputy sheriffs on an ongoing basis throughout the calendar year to make sure that we have enough qualified applicants to fill any academy spots as they develop.
So if we have acquaintances in the community who aspire to have a career in law enforcement, is now a good time to call, and who do they call?
I can clarify some of it. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, fellow members of the board. Chief Deputy Larry McCurtain with the Sheriff's Office. Our recruitment currently closed for deputy sheriff recruitment. That academy is scheduled to start in March. So actually today we did our last physical agility and interview testing for recruits coming in to get background investigations started for the academy in March.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Is that all you had? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. That brings us to the end of the afternoon agenda. Just need a motion to adjourn to Tuesday, September 24th at 9 a.m.
So moved.
Without objection, we are adjourned. Thank you.